Hello and welcome to another 7.27c replay analysis. We're going to be watching the Axe here. This is a user-submitted one. This is from, what is it? What is the name here? It is going to be from Dubupolarbear, okay? Hang on. So we'll just kind of watch what he's looking at. He's going to be a position 3 Axe. And right now, in terms of lineup, I see a lot of sustaining. I see some potential issues with damage, especially late game. I mean, Void's your guy. But DK really doesn't bring the damage to the game, so to speak. He's kind of like just tanking out and outlasting everything. Lion's got it, but it depends on how many finger deaths he gets. Obviously, he can start scaling. But if we're looking at in comparison to the other side, which tends to be a little bit lighter, somewhat squishier in that sense, but you do have your PA who's going to bring all the damage. So we'll see how this one goes. I like the usage or the items to start out. Very important. Bring your tangos, bring your salves, and again, we're not going to look top. All we're going to care about right now is what this guy sees, and that's Dubupolarbear, and he's going to be Axe here, and he's going to try to, mind you, he's Axe without the axe. He's hands, he's fists. I don't know what you would call it, but nonetheless, they did secure the bounty rune here, which is great, but they did give up first blood in the top lane, so, alright, so he's backing up here, and he realizes that he's going up against a PA. He's going to buy a stick, maybe got the stick before the salve. And the reason for that is that you can start building up charges and you don't need the salve right away. Like, you can still burn through a lot of tangos. So if you're definitely, like, you're going up against a PA. I'm sure you drafted it against it because Axe does quite well against it. Another thing to note is that you probably want to start off just by doing the Battle Hunger. I probably would have gone for the PA instead. Like, yeah, you can, like, kind of zone out the Disruptor or whatever, but at the end of the day, if the PA is struggling to get kills, and he brought a lot of healing himself, but you want him to burn through that. You don't want to have the Disruptor here burn through it, because he does have a stick as well, so even placing all of those, casting all your spells and everything, really doesn't help too much in terms of the laning, because this is the one you want to zone out. The Disruptor, not such a big deal, because he can go back to Fountain, he can figure out other things to do, right? But the Axe, okay, sorry, the PA is the one you definitely want to get on. So, hey, Dububear, welcome. Perfect timing. We're actually going to be getting into your game here. So, just a couple quick points in the early game, just to make your life a little bit easier. And I realize that you've done a good job of zoning so far. I mean, you're only 1-3 versus the 3-0. But again, the Battle Hunger, I think, would be better to be placed on the PA. You want him to burn his stuff. And the Disruptor is actually gaining charges. And he's practically full, so this is pretty much doing nothing. Your Treant getting a little low. I think he's going to die, yeah. But not first blood, so still okay. I'm assuming that this is a pub game and you're not actually playing with friends. And that Treant is just, one of those guys. Oh, okay, so now you're going for him. Okay. Watch the creeps, watch the damage. Yeah, you got to watch the dagger spam. You burn up your... Okay. Salve on up. Okay, all right. And that's close enough where PA is getting very low. And I feel like he should be like 2 more tangos down. Like, I'm just trying to envision what would happen had you been battle hungering him the entire time. And another thing is that, okay, so now you got him here. Notice that he doesn't have the stick. So anything that he does right now is going to, like, if he jumps to Morbid Mask without getting the individual items, and you're slowing him down by making him going salves and stuff. Oh, nice rotation by Lion. That guy came out of nowhere. Hey. All right, good TB there. Completely caught the PA off guard. So, nice counterplay in that sense. I like the fact that it is right out of tower range. Make sure you get all the last hits here. This will prove how good of a core you are. It comes down to as simple as just last hitting. All right, so another last hit there. You're just kind of racking them up. Obviously, with no PA to kind of contest you. Awesome. On the other end, your supports are just tag teaming it. And they're going in the jungle, and they're just kind of farming that stuff, so... Did I? I don't think you got that, but okay. Alright, so you're getting boots here. I'm wondering if it's better to even just go into the vanguards, like rushing, right? Because I don't feel like movement is really that important for you now. Because you're not really rotating, you're just kind of staying in the lane. And just making yourself tankier might actually help you more. That's it. PA is completely done a lane swap and he's completely out, which is awesome for you. So at this point, You can do one of two things. First things first, you probably need to call out your boots. You've got a ways away to get any of these items, so you can save time. And if you're going to make a play, obviously you need the movement speed. You have 347 right here, but you're probably never going to catch up to these guys, right? Maybe the silencer, because he only has brown. Oh, okay. So you do with the battle hunger and whatnot. So, okay, at this point, you're kind of thinking, what can I do, right? 4 minutes and 15 seconds. I think that here you probably, like, again, if you were a little bit tankier, I would feel more comfortable if you were cutting the creeps. And just making sure that, like, oh, you get, alright, so you get glimpsed on back, but this would do two things. If you're cutting the creep here, you're forcing pressure on the tower because the creeps will come in. One of these two supports actually has to defend the tower. And to be honest, these guys are very, very squishy, so they're really reluctant to do that. Plus, when you're putting pressure here, and the support needs to stick here, that means your treant is going to have an easier time getting to the rune, right? Because at 5 minutes, the support's got to be here, or else the tower's going to take an unnecessary amount of damage. This is probably where you want to be cutting the creeps, which I feel like you're going to now. But you literally can cut the creeps, bring it to this one. Oh, but you've already blocked it. Okay. But you just become more of a nuisance, right? Like, you've definitely won this lane, right? But how do you get the most out of it? You definitely need... Okay. Alright, alright. So you're kind of running back and forth. You do need to respect the damage from both of them. You get glimpsed on back one more time, and you got stuck through. Eat a tango? Eat a tango? Tango? No. Oh, no. You could probably die. Stick? Oh, you did try to stick. Okay. Alright. A little... You're... Okay. So this is coming back to your itemization, right? Boots is great for movement and all that stuff, but it's hard to get away from guys that are going to glimpse you. At the end of the day, you kind of wanted to probably rush the ring of... whatchamacallit? The ring of health? Just because the amount of sustain that you're going to get. It gives you what? Plus 6.5? Plus your innate of, like, I think 6? So that's 12 HP that you're just regenning. Let's see what you're at. Yeah, so it's about 12. So 12.3, and then you have other items, right? So you don't need the boots to... Okay, silencers is a core. That's fine. And I've been seeing a lot of that. I don't think it's that good, but... Well, that's another story. But this is where you buy the Ring of Health. I think that if you see AMs that you lane up against, once they get that Ring of Health, they're like, oh my god, this indestructible guy, right? That's like the big power spike for them. And you can do the same thing when you get it as well, because you're innately tanky. I mean, you have call, you have other ways of doing it. But at the same time, I think that you probably wanted to go... Speaking of call, I don't think you should go level 1. Berserker call. I don't think it's really worth it. But, okay, again, Ring of Health. You know, what you can do right here is actually call your courier, hit F2, and then hit W, and it'll fly to the secret shop. Okay? And then once it flies to the secret shop, obviously you can make the purchase, and then just have it delivered later. Right? So you can micro this. You've literally wasted like a couple seconds. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but again, in the first 10 minutes, everything you do is so important, right? And to be honest, these two wards of the sentries is actually hurting you. Because what you want to be doing is cutting this creep, taking these jungle camps. You want to just control this entire area, this bottom lane, right? That will further accelerate your farm. One thing to note... you're actually taking a lot of damage. And that pure damage is kind of doing from work. Okay, you're going to die here, yeah. Okay. More reasons why you needed this Ring of Health. Do you have it? Oh, you do. Okay. So, I'm feeling like if you change things up... Now, Silencer's actually been getting some farm, right? He's starting to get some items, and he's starting to do some damage, and that pure damage is there. Yeah, that block camp is really screwing you over, right? So, these are the kinds of things, these tiny little things where... This camp, if you're constantly farming this one here, and then Silencer and Disruptor aren't really able to contest you, because you have those items, you know what I mean, that further peak. Once you get Vanguard, it's going to be a different story. Oh, you completely forego it. Really? Oh, you audibled into the items. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of this. I don't think Blink is really necessary. You need ways to sustain yourself as you're suffering right now, right? Maybe like a Tranquils, maybe like, you know, that level, right? The Vanguard would help you, and now you've kind of been completely zoned out. Alright, so what was a winning lane in the first, like, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, now you've been forced back. Right? So, yeah, I mean, okay, look. At the end of the day, if you're in a pub, people are going to do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? And this is why Dota is hard, because you're literally playing, you know, pick up basketball with 4 other people you don't really know, right? Like, what skill level are they really? Like, who knows? Like this Lion, like, that's a questionable decision, right? And instead of getting mad, and I do too, I'm completely on board. Like, I get super mad when, like, you know, my cores aren't coring or whatever, right? But, sorry, just trying to see what's going on. Okay, but 917. Okay, you're level 6 at 920. That's fine. But, alright, so yeah, you do change it back up. Okay. I was going to say, please don't go blank here. I don't think that... I mean, another thing is that you need to kind of think of yourself as, how is this team going to fight? Right? Is it going to be, like, where you have to make the plays, in the sense that you initiate, you blink, initiate, call, you make those plays? Or is it going to be more of, like, Void going in with the chronos, and then you countering after that chrono happens? Right? All of these things you need to consider. And so your itemization will follow that as well. Like right now, I feel like potential, what things can, hang on, let me see this. Call here, you do have him, Battle Hunger. Okay, so you're doing some work. You do have the chop if you want to go, but I don't think he's got enough. Oh, he did the alley-oop. Oh, you got okey-doked. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. And it's 10 minutes. You gotta fight for that room, man. You do realize it now, right? Okay. So you a little bit slow. Alright. Just an internal clock. Also, the game switches from night to day very, very easily, so you can kind of see visual cues in terms of what you need to do. But anytime you swap, you know what I mean? Like, you know, what? About 5 seconds before the next 5-minute marker, you needed to probably have gone back, right? And you definitely, this guy was definitely killable. He was definitely killable. And plus, when he gets Atos, it's going to make your life a little bit more difficult, right? So, how do you deal with this, right? You have to kind of think of yourself as looking at this enemy team. Who is the scariest one that will definitely kill you? Definitely the PA, right? So you need some sort of way, probably, you know, your team needs that utility to kind of just keep them against the physical attack. You have the Silencer who does pure. He's kind of like a, you know, a mixed bag, so to speak. But he's going to have... I mean, generally speaking, Silencers will go Atos. And you could have clicked on this guy and seen 2 crowns and been like, oh shit, this guy's going Atos, right? Lotus, other, you know what I mean, like other ways to kind of just deal with that. Like a BKB might even help you later on in the game, just so you can kind of cancel out of that silence. You are taking damage here. You're a little deep though, and that's a little scary. Yeah, you caught out. Oh, okay. So you got the PA in that sense. Obviously the PA killed you first. Yeah, they're gonna glimpse it back. Okay. 2 things before this one was that when you're attacking this tower, right, and your creeps are here, everybody on the enemy team gets a warning, right? They are saying, oh, the tower's under attack, whatever it is, right? And then this is the time where you need to look at the mini-map. And actually, let me just rewind it. I think it's going to be easier if I just show you this, right? I don't like to rewind because I feel like it slows the game, but I think that this is really required, right? Hang on. Okay, so this is what you're seeing, right? Let me just pause this. Pause it. Okay, this is what you're seeing, okay? So you know, on the minimap, right, that the 2 of the heroes are here. That means that 3 heroes are unaccounted for, right? You have a catapult here. You have to assume that when any of these creeps are hitting this tower, that you're going to be next. That they're going to come for you. They want you, right? And they will catch you because of the fact that they have the disruptor who can glimpse you back. Right, so you have to be a step ahead of everybody else in the sense of like, what is the next move that the guy's gonna do? You know what I mean? So if you're thinking of it like chess terms, you got to be 2 steps ahead, right? Like if there was a third, you know what I mean? If you saw like 3 people up top and then 1 in the middle, I have no issues with you staying here. But seeing as that everything is off the map, you have to assume that they're gonna come for you. You are target number 1, and I'm surprised they didn't even put a bounty on you with this battle pass, right? And so as you can see, like, you're in way too long, right? Silence happens, and by that time, it's way too late, right? Because the disruptor has got you. There's no way you get out of that. And to be honest, you probably should have just, you know, you did what you could, right? And Lion and both of you guys are going to pay for that, okay? So it's like that one mistake, so to speak, and, you know what I mean, the Lion paid for your sins in that way, okay? So you need to constantly think, even if I'm like Void, right? I'm going back, and I'm seeing this tree. Like, there's nobody here. There's no creeps. So I'm going to farm here. But where is everybody else? And I'm still looking at it. I see this on the minimap. I see 3 heroes bottom. That means, as the Void, I'm safe. I can continue to push. Probably take out this creep wave so that it puts a little bit of tower pressure here. But you're looking strictly at this guy, and then there's 3 heroes bottom. So there's 4 heroes. There's only PA that can be there. So Void, who's pushing this one, realizes, can the PA solo kill me? Right? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Right? And seeing that's not happening... Alright, let's go back into the other one. Sorry, the actual vision. Nice static storm. Yeah, the DK's kind of screwed here. Alright, but they do get something. Nice chop there. I like it how you're celebrating. Typical axe movement. But through that all, I mean, Void, he saw that fight, and in a way, it was close enough to the tower where he probably should have TP'd on in. He had Chrono up, and he could have probably caught some supports on the end, right? So you could have gotten more of that. But this comes back to the cores understanding when to balance farming versus fighting, right? If he goes in and he makes that one play, he secures himself farm because he definitely would have gotten a kill, right? This fight was so close. It was right here, right? Where he could have easily TP'd onto that one. So that one's on your, that's on your Void to make a better play. Now, you've got Vanguard still, and it looks like you've been kind of, like, you've got the Blink. I'm just trying to see what else. Like, it's kind of coming back to that fight, right? Like, how do we deal, like, how do we get onto this Silencer and Disruptor who are on the back line, right? Like, with this almost strictly melee lineup that you have here, like, your Treant needs to make good plays in the sense that he needs to provide the vision. He needs to kind of scout things out. He's like the recon, right? Make sure that you know where the positioning of everybody is so that when you do, you know, blink in or whatever, when you do end up fighting, you're not just walking into the Viper and the PA, right? Oh my gosh, this Chrono. Oh my gosh, this Chrono. Are you gonna TP in this? Oh my god, sir, you don't have a TP. Okay, this is a fail on you, right? This is a pretty big deal, and I talk a lot about this, is that supports are not the only ones that need to carry. You must have a TP at all times, okay? I'm usually talking about 3, and that's a nice turnaround by Void, but honestly, if you were there, you turn this. But instead, here you are, right? You're just farming. You're just farming. You're just farming. But that is an entire fight. You probably could have saved your Void. I don't know about the DK. But all it took was just a TP. And still, you haven't bought your TP because you're so forced. Like, to put this into perspective, if you had a TP, you could have gotten there, and then you would have killed these 2 or whatever. And with the assist gold, that would have given your blink. You would have gotten way faster. Right? So these are the, like, again, small decision-making things that you need to kind of just think about, right? Like, what is my presence on the map? What am I trying to do? Ultimately, my goal should be to save that Void. You know? He is, like, you know, the president or whatever, you know, whatever country, whatever leader you have in your country, but he's the guy you need to protect. He's the dude, okay? So you need to think of yourself as, how do I get to him? How do I protect him at all costs? Yeah, I mean, now you buy a TP, right? So again, one thing that Axe has been really good about, and through that all, with that entire rotation, you saw a couple people, is that why weren't you taking advantage of this lane space? You know what I mean? The space here. Like, at the end of the day, putting pressure on the tower is super underrated, okay? And yes, I know that you were putting pressure before and you get caught out. You did die in the end. But you saw that the action was here. There was like 3 heroes. That means there's, you know what I mean? There's only 2 heroes unaccounted for. Nice call there. So now that's the blink reveal. You get something. Oh, the nice snowball. You get the, okay, yeah, Tusk. Nice, okay. You get on in. You're celebrating. You got 5 seconds on that. You can continue to fight. Good. Call him. Call me maybe. Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right, let him bash. Nice. All right. Yeah. Oh, that's juicy. Oh, that feels delicious. All right, so that's good, right? That's really good. So that helps you get back. But now, what do? You've lost 2 heroes. Or they've lost 2 heroes. And what? Yet you're just blink back in the jungle. Like, why did you come to the high ground and then come back? What you need to be doing is pushing this. This is space. This is the space for 15 seconds, right? Even the Tusk has come back because he realizes, oh, we got to protect this area, right? People are starting to rotate into the mid lane. Okay, so Dragon Form has been used. Snowball is the first one. The Global Silence is actually super early. Nice blink away. That was really nice play. No shards? Okay. Yep, perfect, perfect. Perfect disengage. You wasted an ult. Now, this is where you're strong, right? You can see exactly how many heroes they've had. They've rotated, what, 5 heroes? I would completely back up. I would completely get out of this fight. But as you say, oh, you do have your ults. You do have Chrono if you want to go. Nice call there. Nice two-man. Snowball. Somebody shot a soccer shot, which is nice. You've got a nice... What you're doing, exactly what you need to do is just control people, right? Stick it, stick it, stick it. Okay, you don't stick it. You lost your lion. Where is Void? Oh, he TP'd away. Oh, that was really bad. Hang on, I gotta see this. I gotta see when he TP'd out. Like, if you know that this guy... Like, hang on. Because at this point, this is it. Okay, right. Right, okay. So, what we saw there, right, is that you were you were retreating, which is the perfect call. But the thing is that you didn't realize, or I don't know if he made a call or anything, but the fact that he TP'd on out means 100% we cannot fight. We cannot fight. If he was there, and I thought he was, I was like, oh, this is a good fight because of X, because he's there. But seeing as your Treant, who I believe is going to actually TP top, but your Void is in the bottom. Like, you're going to lose a lot of heroes. This is where a lot of people die. Like, this guy, he got glimpsed back. Fuck him. Get him out. Get out. Get out. Move. Don't go into this. Right? So this is a huge mistake by you. Right? And it comes back to the fact that your Void fucked up. Because if somebody makes a mistake, right, you can't further compound that mistake by making another mistake. Right? There's no, like... I feel like Dota players are good people at heart, and because of that, they have this tendency to think that I can save somebody else, right? This is the type where, you know what I mean, like no man left behind and all that. I'm going to tell you this straight up, fuck that. Fuck that mentality, okay? If you want to get better at Dota, you need to know when to cut off your losses, okay? When this DK got glimpsed on back, you let him die. You let him die. You absolutely let him die. And then now, because of that happening, he dies. You know, and let's just see how this plays out. But I'm pretty sure you all die. Yeah. Lion dies. You die. DK is actually the only one who survived. But, yeah. And you didn't even protect the tower. Right? Yeah. So... Like, here's the thing, is that, right, like the little things. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say with this, right? Is that sometimes, like, even when your pubs, they're like chickens with heads cut off, right? In the sense that they're just kind of all over the place doing their own thing. And, like, this Void completely fucked up. Like, we needed that Chrono, okay? We needed that to fight. But seeing as that he wasn't there, you're turning a 5v5 fight with all of your ults up because Global Silence was down, all this stuff. But then, now you're turned it into a 4v5 fight. And that becomes difficult, right? And you kind of saw what happened there, right? And now another thing, Lion is actually saving up for his blink. Hang on. All right. Let's do assisted camera now. Okay. All right. So through that all, and you've been kind of like doing these like pseudo pushes, kind of, you know what I mean? Do I go? Do I not? And there's a lot of indecision that's going on, right? You have tiny pieces or little spaces in time, gaps, I would say. Where nice call. All right, let's see what goes on. You're both level 12. Oh, you're not strong enough. Oh, you realize it. Okay, but you can deny your mid tower if you wanted. Do you? All right, you know what I mean. If it's this low, you either have a Treant who should be healing, who's done a terrible job. But yeah, what the hell? This Treant, level 3. Oh, you lost 2 here. Root, but it's so late. This overgrowth. Alright, he's gonna bring that snowball in. Okay, so you do at least get that guy. But, again, like... And you weren't even in that fight. So I can't really, you know, blame you, but this is a really bad fight here because of the fact that the proximity to this tower is so close. It was hitting you, and the fact that, like, you know, it's frustrating, right? Because, again, a lot of these things are not 100% on you. And, like, you went from having a good 6 to 7 minute game so far to kind of falling off, right? Like, yeah, you're doing okay on your team, but look at this silencer. There was no way this guy was way ahead of you, right? Yeah, no, you got a good cancel TP. That was good. That was fine. And at the end of the day, you didn't die, he didn't die. The only thing I can really talk about is just denying that mid T1. Just, you know what I mean? Like, kind of look out for that. I think denying is way more valuable than people think. I mean, if the treant was actually doing his job, he has literally one job, and he should be healing the towers. But he hasn't been doing a good job of just keeping, like, using this almost whenever it's on cooldown. Like, this is 50 mana, right? This is super cheap. All right, let's see. You got Armlet. This guy's, I feel like he's been building, you know, Armlet BKB for like the longest time. He's very behind. Very worrying as a mid laner, right? Your Faceless Void is also kind of going all over the place. Doesn't really have that one single big item yet. And Desolator is on the PA. So he has one big item, and that's a bit of a power spike, right? So through that all, you're trying to create space for your Void. Okay? So this is the type where you have Lion, who has his finger, right? He has Blink. This is the perfect time to just buy a smoke, right? And you're thinking, oh, supports need to buy the smoke, blah, blah, blah. But hey, if you buy the smoke, you start pinging like a madman, you will be able to just group, you know, herd your people, you like a shepherd, herd the sheep together and just make a single play, right? Because if you were to just get a smoke here, and then hopefully you can get the nice pickoff on this PA who's literally by himself, right? You need to make sure that you get the pickoffs and you make his life miserable before he gets that BKB. Because once he gets the BKB, then you're going to have a little bit harder time. Like Dragon Tail, no? Really? You kind of walk by each other. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like the control is going to be a little bit more difficult when you're dealing with the PA, right? And so this is a power, this is a timing where you're strong from the early to mid game, right? But you're playing very passively, right? This jungle stuff should not be happening. You need to be moving with the team, and you need to be forcing stuff, right? Like, you need to be here. Like, you see this TP coming? Probably need to respect that, this DK. He does have Dragon Form if he wants to go. But Axe, you should have been here. You should have been somewhere in this fight. I feel like you're behind. And now it might be too late. Yeah. So yeah, 3 people are going to die for that. And again, frustrating because of the fact that, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, my team is dying. They're making these plays. But this, at the end of the day, is not the worst thing, right? Because of the fact that you got the T1, this is going to provide more space. You know exactly where all of the heroes, the enemy team is. We're going to push the T1, or sorry, the T2 mid, or T2 bottom. Oh, you got glimpsed on back, and now you're going to suffer because of that. Oh, the axe into nothing. The call into nothing, that is. You've been atos. Black Blade Mail is there, but man, that's going to do a lot of work. That silencer just getting smarter. He's got a lot of intel. He's going to hit like a truck, right? This silencer is going to become a problem. Your team needs to figure out some way to get on this guy. Like, Void, you need to tell him that this is the guy you 100% need to kill. Meaning that this is the guy who needs to be chronoed on, and Void, you need to go all in on this guy because he's the one doing damage. He's done a really good job of just kiting everyone, right? And you need ways to kind of get beyond that. And he's been getting the jump on you. Like, look at this, because this guy has no vision on the high ground. You just walked up to him, atosed him, killed the silencer, or sorry, killed the lion. He's got the talent, by the way, the +4. Now here comes the chrono. Wrong guy. One on Tusk. Look at this. Look at this. This is like a sniper. Look how much damage he did, right? So, nice meteor hammer there. Silencer's just going to look to turn around and just Hurricane Pike the DK away. And this Silencer, oh, nice 3-man call. Nice 3. Ah. Okay, okay. All right, two Calling Blades. Wow. And a third? And a third? Oh, okay. That was nice. That was a nice recovery. That was a good play. Wow. All right. So, again, kind of coming down to the pubs, right? In the sense of just telling him that, hey, you got to focus on this. Like, I don't want to be like micromanaging you, Void, but you need to be like, you need to tell him, like, this is the order and this is the communication priority of how people die. Okay? Yeah, push the lane, push the lane, push the lane, push the lane. All right. Okay. Push the lane here first. Then, when your creeps are starting to move around, that's when you should jump into this jungle and then hop back into it when you're going. It's the more efficient way of farming. Okay, but I'm just nitpicking here. Apologies if I sound like I'm micromanaging you, but just trying to help out. All right, so we're gonna speed things up a little bit. Oh, Lion died. Yeah, so this guy's becoming a problem. So there needs to be ways of, you know, your Lion getting on him, atosing him. You know what I mean? Maybe, maybe a halberd for you? Because his right clicks hit like a truck at this point. Like 40 permanent intel stolen. Like, this guy's having a great game. He's literally doing the most amount of damage. He does more damage than the PA does at this point. Right? Who literally is just like a, you know, still doesn't have BKB. The silencer is... You know, and has Echo? Really? He's going to get Shadowblade? But yeah. He is the #1 guy. Oh, the DK. So rough. So rough. We'll just kind of speed things through because you're getting individual pickoffs. So I can't talk too much about that. Now you've given your team, in the sense of a 30-minute window. Okay? And as a core, as a carry core... 30 minutes, you have one big item, you don't even have BKB yet. That's a bad game, right? You're not farming efficiently. So this Void has been kind of... You're seeing why, right? Like, I mean, this is why other times they'll go Battle Fury first on a Void. Just other ways to kind of pick up the farm. His efficiency has been really behind. Like, the Silencer and the Viper, really, they have more net worth. Oh my gosh, you're getting gone on. The... TP coming from the Void, but you've died. Do you have buyback? You've been glimpsed away. You're not going to fight. Okay. Okay. Really nice glimpse there. Just completely screwing any sort of counterplay. And they do get the DK as well. Oh, nice Atos. Look at this guy. This is your man. This is the guy. This Dew. This is the #1 target that needed to have died. Okay. You need to figure that out. And it comes back to the whole snowballing effect when you're in the bottom T1, right? He did manage to come back in the game, and that's respectable to him, but it was kind of like the little bit of itemization, cutting the creeps, the fact that this you know, your jungle camps, effectively yours, were kind of blocked off by your own team, right? And all of these things are, you know, tiny little spikes in terms of items, and that would have really helped you. Ooh. Went a little too fast. Just kind of further expedite, because again, like, yeah, the Silencer may be good at laning, he may be able to, you know, kind of harass from afar, but at the end of the day, once you get on him, like, that guy just folds, right? Oh, this Lion, oh my god, he got shot literally twice. He's gonna hit one more time and he's gonna die. Yeah. Oh my god, 60 intel. Oh my gosh, he's literally smarter than... Oh, the miscall. I don't think you should have done that. Oh, man, that blink call. I mean, if you hit it, okay, but your team was not really prepared. You're taking a fight 4v5, and you're already behind 12k. So it's going to be super difficult. Oh, Chrono. Oh, my God, that Void just melts. Okay? Right? And Silencer through that all. Silver Edge. He's just going to break through. He's going to destroy everything. And since your Void is not going for the Silencer, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of all she wrote, right? Target prioritization, super important. Understanding why we focus on specific targets, and like literally the carry, this PA has been shit this entire game, but he's been completely carried by the offlane Silencer. Like, and this is just a simple of, you know, target prioritization, right? Like, nobody's focused on this guy. All right, I'm gonna speed this up. All right, I think we're pretty much done here. Like, it's a matter of just maybe you go back, maybe you take Roche. Yeah, it looks like they're going to do Roche. Oh, no? Yeah, okay. They're doing Roche. All right. And then, yeah, once you have Aegis, this will help secure it, and it'll be easier to go high ground. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all she wrote. Yeah. BKBs galore, and yeah, your team's gonna suffer when all these guys have BKB. Root, yeah, control, taunt. Nice chrono on the back, but again, not going for the silencer. Watch the silencer turn this around. No, you guys, I'm pretty sure you win this fight, right? You have Aegis. The silencer, look at this guy. Look at this. Look at how much work he does. Look at this guy. He's a turret. You run away? What are you gonna do? Like, he actually forced into you. Shadowblade to get on out. Alright, so you got something out of this. But man, this silencer, like... Oh, you're gonna get him. Hex up there, nice call. And the PA actually went back into this. What? Ah, the PA. Alright, this is the good heart syndrome. Not like that, man. Not like that. Like, you gotta cut off your losses, yeah. But they did get the mid-racks. But, decent call. Again, target prioritization. Just stick on that silencer, man. Understanding who can kill you. Right? Who's the one that can control and kill you? Alright, let's see you push. Okay. And this is another one where I think that actually BKB would have been good for you. Oh, you haven't. Okay, good. Alright. I'm quick like that. Alright. This guy probably needed force. This is super greedy. He's definitely never going to get this. Like, if he had Force and Glimmer, like, this game might have been different, you know? Because he would have been able to control, he would have been able to make some saves. And in this case... Doing a little bit of work. That Global Silence, man. 100 seconds. Super sick. It's going to get Orchid into Bloodthorn. Make your life a little bit more difficult. Alright. Oops. We don't need to... Oh, you got him. Okay, this is the first one where I've seen Void actually... Okay, he folds to that. BKB, though. Yeah. And this is a problem with Axe in general, is the fact that... I mean, he's kind of like a mid-tier hero, right? Like a mid-game hero. He doesn't want to go late. He does fall off in the end. Yeah, and this DK is going to die too. So, yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. I think they go T4s. Get buyback? No. That's another sin, by the way. Not having buyback. PA just having line for dinner. Yeah. Okay. If I caught the sensor there, I probably would have got him with Blade Mail. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. So, again, just think about, like, who is the guy that can kill me? Who, like, if I'm ever to get it caught out, you know what I mean? Like, who do I need to be scared of? Yeah, this is just more deaths. Silencer through it all? Yeah. Nice call there. Okay. But you die in the end, and oh my god. To be honest, I think at this point of the game, you guys are struggling to even cast your spells. Like, 579 mana? Like, he really doesn't have enough mana to even cast all his spells, like, twice. So, I foresee that being a big issue, obviously. But yeah, a clear MVP to the silencer, right? So, alright, thank you for that user submission. I hope you learned something. Definitely a lot going on, especially with the silencer 16-4-22 clear MVP. Let me just verify that the logic is working. It is not working. Oh my god, really? Gave it to the Viper? 14-3 and 7? Alright, Valve, Gavin. We're paying you all this money and you can't do simple things. This is clearly wrong. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, even damage dealt was done more by the Viper. Okay. Damage received. Alright. But I felt like the play of the silencer was way higher, especially with 92 stolen intel. Alright, nonetheless, thank you for the first game. Please give a like and subscribe, and we'll continue on with more games coming.